Okay, the Chairman HAMM has just arrived and the signs, and many signs is coming out. So we will stand here until they assemble. Okay. No justice. We want justice. Without a doubt. It's all about organizing. I just want the public to remember that these are people that's actually volunteering their time, you know, and they're giving their energy because they want change. But I think that's how it starts. Just a few, and then many come. Just a few, then many come. So we will stay here until the many show up. Okay. Vote. That's one of the signs. And that's a big sign. Vote. It's not only, you know, that you should vote, but many people have sacrificed. Yes, sir, Chairman HAMM. We're here. That's the John Shaft of the whole thing. I love being around this guy. Chairman HAMM just arrived, and they're going to assemble, and we're here. BASA News is here to report the truth. People know what time it is, but we're not satisfied. And, you know, we scanned some of the signs, Breonna Taylor. Again, I scan that sign a lot, and I remember, again, because she's from the state that the great Muhammad Ali from, Kentucky. The city also, I believe. I wonder, was it Louisville? Did Breonna come from Louisville?
Huh?
Breonna Taylor, was that Louisville, Kentucky?
I believe so, but
yeah. Louisville. Right, okay, then again, she identified with the great Muhammad Ali many times because she come from the same state in the same city, Louisville. So we should continue to protest. Stop police brutality. Even though police have stopped me and said they need to stop police brutality. Stop police brutality in the black community. Stop police brutality. Hand up. Come on, blow them horns. Blow them horns. So it's very important again that we record this time of action. Who are we? We're just a specimen of people that God has put on earth. And we give our energy. This isn't something that we wake up and say we ought to do, that we should do. We know that this is something that we ought to do. As the cars go by them down Broad and Walnut Street, right by the Federal Building, in Newark, New Jersey. So we continue to give out this energy. And let me remind the audience again that we're not being paid to be here. We're here because we believe in change. We're here because we're giving our sweat towards this change. It was Frederick Douglass that said something of these lines.
Amen.
That without a struggle, there's no progress. Something like that. Something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Has to be a struggle.
Has to be a struggle.
Nothing happens without a struggle.
Come on now. Come on now. So we.
You get an A, you gotta stay.
Come on now.
You call it struggle, you call it
That's
struggle.
right. That's right.
But you gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work.
And that's what we're here.
Yes. Clothes don't be clean unless you wash it, right?
Mm-hmm. Say it again, sister.
Clothes don't be clean unless you wash it.
That's right. And I got some home I need to wash. So tomorrow, Tuesday, is my washing day. I come home tired. I'm gonna put them in that machine in that building and sleep until they get done. Amen. I understand. Great work. And this here, what we're doing is great
And
work.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
We don't have to have the strength to do it.
Come on now.
We man of the world something.
That's right. That's right. There's many other things that we could be doing. But today, on this day, we out here to make the word real. To let you know to vote and to vote right. Vote your conscience. Vote your conscience. That's right. We got to negotiate with this voting thing too. Let people know what we done arrived. We didn't get this far without a struggle. But again, come on now. We ain't trying to lead this struggle. But we letting the world know that we ain't new to this struggle. And we're going to continue to stay on the, be a part of it, stay on the front line. Yes. 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 Keep hope alive. They know it. The power at B know it.
But as long as I got breath and strength,
Come on now.
I'm going to say something.
Come on
I'm
now.
going to let you know.
Let them know.
Right is right.
Let them know.
Right is wrong.
Come on now.
That's right.
Stop police brutality.
Stop police brutality in the black community. Come on now.
You got a higher voice.
Injustice across the board.
Stop police brutality. Lift it up. Lift the sign up.
Thank you. We got a theme going.
Come on now.
And stop police
Vote
brutality.
Trump out.
Move to the right a little bit. Because like you're
Do
blocking
the right
myself.
thing.
Move to the
Do the
right.
right thing.
Okay. Stay there. Justice Monday as high as you can get.
Justice Monday. That's what it is.
Brianna, down a little.
Come on now.
Okay.
They know who we are.
Wait a minute.
The right thing is called for.
It wouldn't be right if we wasn't here.
Across the board.
Across the board. It wouldn't be right if we wasn't here.
For jobbing.
Yes.
All right? For in every way. Come on. Equal.
Come on now.
Opportunity.
That's all we know.
Equal.
Make it equal.
The same way you treat
We ain't
my
gonna
son,
rest until it's equal.
treat my son.
Come on now.
You love your son. I love my son.
That's right.
All right?
And maybe you don't love your son, but I love mine anyway. That's your business. They know who we are. They know who we are.
That's a form of right.
Keep hope alive. They know who we are.
The white man will always get you to do his dirty work,
You're John Shaft for this thing.
just like he got you to pick his cotton.
Come on now.
All right? You think these ain't cottons?
Come on now.
You sit in the office,
Come on now.
huh? You gotta wake up and flip coat,
Come on. They know they owe us.
you know? And
Come
then
on
you
now.
walking around like
Come
you
on
know
now.
all that deal 'cause you in the office, nigga.
That-
You picking cotton. That's what you're doing.
That's what
You
it
act
is.
like one.
Come on now.
Don't act
Sell out if you want.
Don't act
Sell
like
out
you
if you want.
respect you when you don't respect
That's
yourself.
right. Sell
I
out
won't
if you
do it.
want.
I won't do it.
We ain't going nowhere, and we'll be back.
No, and I ain't respecting
And if you
no-
put us in jail, we're going to organize in there too.
You disrespect
Come
me.
on now.
I may not disrespect you, but I'm gonna give you respect.
Come on now.
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna disrespect you the way you did
We're not
me,
afraid.
but I'm gonna give you respect. So go ahead. You won't get it. Nothing this
Come on now. We're not afraid. Put us in jail, we're going to organize there too.
And I'm gonna tell the truth. I love
Come on
you.
now.
I will love you at the same time. I tell you the truth.
That's right.
White, brown, blue, green. I don't care what you are.
We like a mosquito, we come back every summer. We come back every summer. Huh? And a pigeon, we fly every winter. Ain't no sunset here.
It's the truth.
They used to say the sun never set on the British Empire. Well, the sun never set on the Black Empire because we never going to stop. We're going to march. I know. My job, know I'm out here. Think I give a damn? Kelly, what you gonna do to me that you ain't done already?
Ain't right. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
That's right.
Who I'm doing? Doing wrong is wrong. I don't care who you are. Wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong. Take this since I want to get a sit-down interview with you. You call me out. Okay? I'm Zachariah, BASA News. Get a sit-down interview with you. If you all right with it. You okay?
I have no problem.
Okay, well when you straighten them out, you give me a call.
As soon as I got to know
Yes.
But as soon as I'm able,
Yeah.
it can be tomorrow
Okay.
or next week.
That's right. What's your name? Okay, I'm Zachariah.
Hi, Zachariah.
How you doing? Likewise.
But as soon as I have the ability, he give it to me.
Okay. You're gonna do an interview, yes. Zachariah Jackson, BASA News, downtown Larry HAMM, People Organization for Progress. This right here is what you call Justice Monday. Every Monday they're downtown on Walnut Street, Newark, New Jersey, in front of the federal building, marching for justice. BASA News felt it was very important, so I'll be here, and they called the president out to come to report the news. The news is that we are continuing to do what they always did, they're marching. They're marching for justice. We're marching against police brutality. We're marching for jobs. We're marching for a new president of the United States. I'll be back with you soon. Again, Zachariah Jackson, BASA News,
I am more than willing to share whatever the Lord has given me.
Come on now.
With others.
You live here in Newark?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep that card. And your name is again what?
Paul Black.
Paul?
I didn't even know they were there recording.
Paul, P-A-L. You got a boy name?
Later on,
Paulette. Okay.
okay. Live.
Yes.
I got a friend named Paula. I call her Paula.
Incorporate that into the video. That's
I was named
it's
after
called
my
Jack
father,
Boys.
Okay.
whom I never
Now
met.
they're coming out.
His
They
name
got
is
one
Paul.
video out.
Yeah.
They're doing
That's all right. He
another
did the
video.
wonderful job of bringing you here.
So the soundtrack.
That's what that's all
I love
about.
him for that.
There you go.
You know, I learned better.
That's right.
I have no idea what happened or whatever.
Stop police brutality.
I was called to accuse him for anything.
Stop police brutality.
My father.
Justice for Breonna Taylor.
Justice for Breonna Taylor.
Honk your horns if you want justice for Breonna Taylor. We want justice for George Floyd. We want justice for Breonna Taylor. We want justice for all the victims of police brutality. Honk those horns, honk those horns. I don't know if you heard the latest, but they passing a law. Was it Iowa or Idaho? Said they're gonna, if you get arrested at a demonstration, they're gonna take away your right to vote. Did you hear about that? Yes. I'm not making this up. I'm trying to remember which state it was. They're really trying to crush dissent in the country. This is a hallmark of fascism. To try to crush, to try to criminalize dissent. Honk those horns, honk those horns.
We're here today to show the people we haven't given up. We need more people of color out here. It's not enough. Don't make it look like we're hungry because we're black. We're all in the same boat today.
Tennessee, if you get arrested at a protest, they're going to take away your right to vote. This is what's happening in America. Attempts to crush dissent, criminalize organizations that are protesting against police brutality. White supremacist organizations have killed 329 people since 2018, but Trump is on TV talking about Antifa, that the police should go after Antifa. Honk your horns for justice. Honk those horns, honk those horns. Honk those horns, stop police brutality. And for those who don't know, and I'm honk those horns, honk those horns. Antifa means anti-fascist. It's a combination of anti and fascist. So you got Antifa. So think about who is against anti-fascists. The fascists. Who's against anti-fascists? The fascists. Antifa has not killed anybody in America. Violent white supremacist organizations have killed 329 people since 2018. But Trump says, go after Antifa. This is the hallmark of a fascist. I'm telling you, we're going to be in for a rough ride from November 3rd through January 20th.
Come on now.
Trump is not going to go quietly into the dark night. He's not even thinking about the popular vote. They're going to try to steal the election either through the Electoral College, through the Supreme Court, or through the House of Representatives. Believe me, people who have power do not give it up willingly. And you know you've crossed the line when people don't want to accept the outcome of a popular election. Honk those horns, stop police brutality. We demand justice, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for George Floyd, justice for Ahmaud Arbery, justice for Elijah McClain, justice for Rayshard Brooks, justice for Jerome Reed, justice for Jerome Reed, justice for Abdul Kamal, justice for Kashad Ashford, justice for Radaz Hearns. Thank you, honk those horns. This is Justice Monday. We still want justice for Michael Brown. It's been 6 years, and Michael Brown still did not get justice. Breonna Taylor, nobody is on trial for the death of Breonna Taylor. Nobody has been charged for the murder of Breonna Taylor. The only charge is toward one officer for reckless endangerment. And believe me, he is not going to go to jail for that. If they find him guilty. And the Attorney General is the Attorney General Daniel Cameron, who is black, is trying to cover up the injustice that was done to Breonna Taylor. Honk your horns for justice. We demand justice. Honk those horns. We demand justice. This is Justice Monday. We're here today to demand an end to police brutality, to demand an end to the use of excessive force, to demand an end to the violation of our constitutional rights, to demand an end to racist police tactics like stop and frisk, to demand an end for unjust arrests, to demand an end to grand jury proceedings that are closed. The grand jury is a relic of the past. We really need to abolish grand juries and just have straight up trials. Let a jury decide. A grand jury is another escape hatch for the police, because the grand jury will only consider the charges that the prosecutor brings. And that's what happened in Breonna Taylor's case. The prosecutor, who was the Attorney General, Daniel Cameron, he did not bring murder charges, homicide charges, manslaughter charges, anything like that to the grand jury. He didn't bring it. Honk your horns for justice. It was such a cover-up that the people honk those horns, honk those horns, honk those horns for justice. The people on the grand jury have gone to the judge to demand that the judge permit the proceedings of the grand jury be made public. Now, when was the last time you heard that? Usually in a grand jury, the offenses are so serious that the jurors on the grand jury, they don't want their identities revealed. But these grand jurors felt that there was a cover-up, that they weren't even given the option to consider murder charges for those officers that killed Breonna Taylor. It's a cover-up. It's a cover-up, and we're going to expose it. We're going to pull the covers back. They're trying to pull the covers up. Is that what cover-up means? We're going to pull the covers back. Honk your horns for justice. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Honk those horns. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Honk those horns. Honk those horns. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Honk those horns. We demand justice for Breonna Taylor. We demand justice for George Floyd. George Floyd was killed. Honk those horns. 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 That's right. Honk those horns. George Floyd was killed May 30th. This is October the 19th. Nobody on trial. Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody on trial. Let's see. We don't count May, right? June, July, August, September. 4.5 months. No trial yet for George Floyd. Honk your horn, that's right. They're trying to cover that up, but we ain't gonna let them.
No.
They're trying to pull the covers up, we're gonna pull the covers back.
That's right.
They're gonna be butt naked. Yeah, go ahead. Take that, George. Thank you. That's right. Honk those horns, honk those horns. We demand justice. Honk those horns. Justice for George Floyd. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? See, the powers that be count on you going back to sleep.
Come on now.
They acknowledge you was woke. You was woke for a minute.
Come on now.
You was woke for a minute.
That's right.
People, there was more demonstrations than ever in the 21st century.
Come on now.
But everybody going back to sleep. But Breonna Taylor has not got justice. She has not got justice. Nobody on trial. Nobody on trial. Honk your horns for justice. Justice for George Floyd. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery. Justice for Elijah McClain. Justice for Rayshard Brooks. Honk those horns, honk those horns. We demand justice. Honk your horns for justice. Honk those horns. We demand justice.
We demand it.
We demand justice. 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 Stop police brutality. Stop police brutality. Stop racial profiling. Stop the murder of unarmed civilians. Stop the use of excessive force. Are y'all checking out what's going on in Nigeria? Nigeria is on fire. I don't know if y'all watching. If you got Instagram, it's all over Instagram. I don't see it too much on Facebook. But if you have Instagram, the brothers and sisters in Nigeria are marching. The youth, they call it a youth movement. And they are marching for an end to SARS, S-A-R-S, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. And the SARS do every day to the youth of Nigeria what the police have done to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery. And the youth just said enough is enough. And they have been out in the streets in the tens of thousands in Nigeria, demonstrating and protesting. The president had to come out. It's so strong that the president had to come out and make a statement and say they're going to abolish SARS. But what happened? He said, we're abolishing SARS, but we're going to replace SARS with SWAT. Now, we know what SWAT is. Special Weapons and Tactical Unit. That's what SWAT is. So it's like the old switcheroo. We're going to take the name SARS away and put the name SWAT on it, and it's going to be the same thing, but the youth are not having it. I don't know how this thing is going to turn out in Nigeria because there are all kind of elements involved. The youth have been trying to have peaceful marches, but yesterday it got violent yesterday. What I think has happened is that the police have gone to gangs and are paying gangs to come into the street and do violence. Like yesterday, they was running, honk those horns, honk those horns. Yesterday, they were going through the street, breaking the windows of the cars of the protesters, right? And so now the authorities are saying there's violence. See, they couldn't say nothing when they were peaceful, right? They had the moral high ground. But now that this violent element has entered the picture, that's an excuse for a crackdown. In fact, they had two prison breaks. I don't know if you saw that. They had two prison breaks. Not just where two prisoners escaped. They broke open the prison and all the prisoners came out in two prisons. So I think this seems like some agent provocateur stuff that's being engineered to try to undermine the righteous movement of the youth of Nigeria to end SARS and end police brutality. Now, Nigerians here in Newark are going to have a demonstration on Saturday. I believe it's Saturday at noon at City Hall. Nigerians and African Americans together are going to have a protest in support of the youth of Nigeria and their struggle to end police brutality and end SARS. If you have Instagram, just put in the hashtag end SARS and everything will come up and you will be amazed to see what's going on. And all the celebrities, like I know Amnifu knows about Nollywood. You know how we have Hollywood in America? They got Nollywood in Nigeria. They got a whole film, entertainment, movie industry in Nigeria. And all the movie stars and all the celebrities and all the comedians have joined the youth and are marching with the youth in Nigeria to end police brutality. This is a very important development because, you know, as Nigeria goes, it's a barometer for a lot of countries. I wouldn't say the whole continent, but it's a barometer for a lot of countries in Africa. You know, the police are very repressive. And in Nigeria, you know, the police are black. They're not white in Nigeria. They black. So the police are black, the people are black. So what do you call that? You call it fascism. That's what you call it. You call it fascism. Because the police, the SWAT, the military, all of these are instruments of state power for the ruling group in Nigeria right now. So keep your eye on Nigeria, and let us express our solidarity with the brothers and sisters that are in Nigeria that are struggling against police brutality and to end SARS. We want justice. We want justice for everybody. But in particular, we want justice. We want an end to police brutality. We want an end to racial profiling. We want an end to the murder of unarmed civilians. The police in America kill 1,000 people every year, like clockwork. I don't know, it's like a quote. You know, how do you do that? How do you kill 1,000 every year, like without coordination? Honk your horns for justice. Honk those horns, honk those horns. Stop police brutality, honk those horns. Honk those horns. All right. After 7. No, not tonight, after 9, after the meeting. We have a meeting tonight. Honk those horns, honk those horns. Honk those horns. The POP members, don't forget the POP meeting is tonight on the phone. It's not Thursday, because Thursday, the People's Organization for Progress is going to participate. Hey, Rasasi, what's up, man? Thank you, man. On Thursday, the People's Organization for Progress will protest police brutality. Thursday, October 22nd, is the National Day Against Police Brutality. Thursday, October 22nd, people will be demonstrating all over the country against police brutality, and we will be demonstrating here in Newark, New Jersey against police brutality. We are going to march on the headquarters of the Fraternal Order of Police here in Newark. Fraternal Order of Police Lodge number 12. That is the entity that went into court to stop. Thank you, Transit. Honk that horn. Thank you, Transit. Thank you, Transit. That is the entity that went into court to stop the Police Review Board in Newark. They forced that case all the way up through Superior Court, Appeals Court, up to the Supreme Court, so the Supreme Court could rule against Newark having a Police Review Board with subpoena powers. So we are going to march on the FOP on Thursday, October 22nd at 4 o'clock. We're going to their headquarters here in Newark, 51 Rector Street. Honk your horns for justice. Honk those horns, honk those horns. Thursday, October 22nd, 51 Rector Street. We're going to rally in front of the headquarters of the Fraternal Order of Police in Newark to protest their opposition. Assalamu alaikum. We're going to protest their opposition to the Police Review Board and the Newark Police Review Board having subpoena power. So we're going to take it right to them. I don't know what to expect. Might want to wear comfortable shoes so you can run. I don't know what to expect. We went there last year and there wasn't a problem. We didn't have a problem last year.
I was there.
But you know, things change. Honk those horns. Thank you. Honk those horns. Honk those horns. Stop police brutality. Thank you, Transits. Stop racial profiling. Yes. And in 2 weeks will be election day, although the election in New Jersey has already begun. People received their ballots on the 5th of October. Everybody should have your ballot, your mail-in ballot. If you didn't get your ballot in the mail, you need to go to the Board of Elections at the Hall of Records in Newark, 465 Martin Luther King. Thank you. Go to the Hall of Records and you can get a ballot there and you can fill it out right there and vote right there on the spot. Don't wait till election day. If you haven't gotten a ballot, go now, go tomorrow. They're open from 8:30 to 4:30, the Hall of Records. Go tomorrow. If you didn't get a ballot in the mail, go to the Hall of Records, to the Board of Elections office, get you a ballot and fill it out on the spot. Those people that have received their ballots, You need to fill them out, mail them in. Don't wait till November 3rd to mail your ballot in. Trump is trying to stop the mail. He appointed this guy, DeJoy, as the Postmaster General, and they went in and took apart. They didn't just take the machines out. They took the machines apart, the sorting machines. They wanted to make sure that those sorting machines were not used. So that's an attempt to tamper with the mail, to slow down the mail, so that your vote won't be counted. Honk those horns, honk those horns. What Trump is going to do, he's going to send lawyers into the Supreme Court and demand that the Supreme Court rule that ballots received after November 3rd not be counted. Honk that horn, honk that horn. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Even if they're postmarked. See, in Jersey, if your ballot is postmarked November 3rd, it can still be counted. But that's not the case all over the country. So Trump is going to send lawyers into court, to the Supreme Court, to demand that they stop counting any ballots after midnight November 3rd. And that's an attempt to steal the election. He's going to try to steal the election, but I have a feeling that people are going to vote in record numbers already. People are lined up around the block in Georgia, in North Carolina, and other places where they have early voting. In Florida, early voting started today. If you got your ballot, fill it out and mail it in. Don't wait. We want every vote counted in this election. Trump must go. Honk that horn. Trump must go.
Trump must go.
Trump must go.
Trump must go.
Trump must
Trump
go.
must go.
He's got to go.
Trump got to go.
That's right. So you gotta do diligence, exercise due diligence. Honk that horn, honk that horn. It's gonna be rocking and rolling.
Gonna be rocking and rolling.
November the 3rd.
Yes.
Violent white supremacists,
Come on
13
now.
of them
That's right.
have been arrested in Michigan. They were plotting to kidnap the governor. Have you ever heard anything like this?
No. No.
I mean, now we know they snatched James Byrd, dragged James Byrd to death, but you ain't never heard about them go kidnap a governor in 20th century or 21st century America.
21st.
They was gonna kidnap 2 governors,
That's right.
but the plot didn't get far enough.
Come on now.
Trump had tweeted, "Liberate Michigan and liberate Virginia." So they were planning to kidnap the governor of Michigan, which is Whitmer. And what's the governor's name in Virginia? What's his name? Anybody know his name? The governor of Virginia. I forgot. Northam. Isn't that Northam? In Virginia, I think it's Governor Northam. In Virginia. Somebody Google it. Honk that horn.
Honk the horn.
Warner? Somebody Google it. Who's the governor of Virginia? Well, anyway, Trump has said, liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia, so the white supremacists got together. They were training. They were like having bomb exercises.
Come on now.
And machine gun. Yeah, they had made bombs. They were going.
That's right.
The governor's house is like on the other side of a bridge. They were going to blow up the bridge.
Yeah.
Take the governor hostage. They were going to kill the governor, rape the governor. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Turner Diaries. The Turner Diaries, that's what it is.
It's Governor Northam. I thought it was Northam.
The Turner Diaries is what it is.
They were going to kidnap the governor. And some of the ones that they were arrested were the same people that had broke into the state legislature with guns. Not just guns, rifles. You remember when they had went up in there and seized, broke through the police and broke into the state legislature? Well, some of those same people that had broken into the Michigan state legislature, taken over the state house in Michigan, were some of the same ones involved in the plot. And they out here looking for Black Lives Matter. They're looking for Black Lives Matter. Trump on TV talking about Black Lives Matter, talking about Antifa, talking about the left. I don't understand some of the brothers and sisters on the left. I don't understand said, clearly the left is his enemy. He said it on television. He said it in the debate. He said Antifa and the left. So anybody that's on the left of center, you're Trump's enemy. He didn't call you. You know, some people talking about, oh, Trump ain't as bad as something. Y'all are crazy. Trump is a fascist. And he's got to go. Trump has got to go. Honk that horn. Trump must go. Honk those horns. Trump must go. And when you get home, vote. Fill out your ballot and mail it in. Trump has got to go. He's leading a fascist movement. Remember, he wouldn't tell the Proud Boys to stand down. He said, stand back and stand by. Wait for my signal. That's another way of saying, wait for my signal. Stand by is another way of saying, wait for my signal. I'm telling you, the FBI in Texas, I believe it was the Dallas Bureau of the FBI, issued a report and said that they expect violent white supremacist groups to engage in violent incidents from November the 3rd through January of 2021. That's what the FBI said. And you know I'm not a cheerleader for the FBI, but I mean, if you can't believe me, believe the FBI. At least in this case, not in all cases, but in this case. So a plot to kidnap the governor in the 21st century. I don't think they tried to kidnap no governors in the 19th century or the 20th century. People don't understand. These Proud Boys, these Boogaloo Boys, these militias, these are all 21st century brown shirts. These are Trump's shock troops. And believe me, when the time comes, they're going to be activated. Mark my words. Everybody say, like, Larry, I didn't believe it, but I see now. They're going to be activated. Honk those horns, honk those horns, honk those horns, honk those horns. Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr. has an ad out. They're recruiting 50,000 people to go to the polls to interfere with people voting on election day. 50,000. After they foiled the plot to kidnap the governor, the state legislature of Michigan, just Michigan, passed a law and said you cannot open carry guns at the polling place. You listen to what I'm saying? In other states, these so-called poll watchers, they're going to be coming with guns to the polling place. I'm telling you. Because they can carry guns now in Florida. Florida's open carry. Texas is open carry. All these states that are open carry, these so-called poll watchers are going to be bringing guns to try to scare people, to keep people from voting. This is crazy. We're in the 21st century and we still got to deal with this bullshit. They still trying to deny our voting rights. This is nuts. I mean, and honk those horns, honk those horns. It's nuts. I mean, I've seen 10 presidents. What president has ever said that he would not commit to a peaceful transfer of power in an election?
Come on now.
What president has ever said that?
No, not.
We've had some crazy presidents, but ain't none of them said that.
Come on now.
Even Nixon, as crazy as he was, never said, I'm not going to observe the outcome of the election.
He surrendered.
Trump was on national television. They said, Mr. Trump, will you commit yourself to a peaceful transfer of power? He wouldn't answer the question. Because he's not. He's going to engage in violence. He's going to use violence to try to hold on to power. And in some places, these white supremacist organizations are working with the police. Like, what's that county with that Indian name? The one where Jacob Blake was killed. What's the town? The town where Jacob Blake was killed. Remember, I couldn't say it. Kenosha. Scotia, wasn't that where Kyle Rittenhouse went and killed 2 people? 17-year-old, got an automatic weapon, crossed state lines, because the police are working with these militias and these white supremacist organizations, and went in there and shot 3 people, killed 2, and 1 man has to have had his arm amputated. This is the 21st century America. This is crazy. And everybody walking around like it's business as usual. Nice day, sunshine. You know,
Okay.
my car's running okay.
Come on now. Chicken on the table.
We're in a political hurricane.
Better watch it.
Swirling all around us right now. And it's going to hit landfall on November 3rd.
Come on now. Come on now.
And America's
Wake
commitment
up.
to democracy is going to be tested.
Wake up.
It's going to be tested. This is serious.
Very serious.
It's very serious. And it's just unfortunate that, you know, everybody is not able to get all the facts. You know, but the facts are out there. This is not no secret knowledge. This is every day.
No.
In the New York Times, the Star Ledger, the Washington
Come on
Post,
now.
the LA Times. This
That's
is not no
right.
secret knowledge.
On Facebook.
Only on Facebook.
Come on now.
This is all out in the open. It's all out in the open.
Better get out here and protest.
I mean, what president says other presidents should be locked up?
Come on now.
You ever heard anything like
No.
this? After he encouraged the white supremacists who went out to kidnap the governor, he went back there last week and was chanting out there, chanting, lock her up. Lock her up.
Come on
And then,
now.
after they finished with lock her up, he said lock all of them up. He was at another rally and said that Obama should be locked up.
Yay.
Hillary Clinton should be locked up.
Yay.
That's fascism.
Without a doubt.
That's fascism. And if Trump could get away with it, he would have them locked up.
Come on now.
There's only like a thin veneer of democracy left that's holding him back. If he thought that he had the entire FBI on his side, he'd probably tell them to go out there and lock him up. But he knows that all of them are not necessarily on his side. It's a serious situation in this country. It's serious. And there are people, and it's not a small group, and the poison is not just Trump. Trump is the emblem of the problem. He's the representative of the problem. Everything that Trump is doing is legal. He's operating within the law, but he's pushing up all the way to the limits of the law. And fascists, and people talk about Hitler. Hitler did not seize power. Hitler was elected.
That's right.
I gotta
Come
say
on
it
now.
1,000 times.
That's
People
right.
think they see all these World War II movies, and they see the people fighting, and they see Hitler in a military uniform, and they say, well, he seized power.
No.
He didn't seize power. There was an election, and there was a coalition of center and right-wing parties, and they made Hitler they made him the president.
That's right.
Then they made him the chancellor. Then they combined the chancellor and the president, and they made a new name called the Fuhrer.
That's right.
That's where Fuhrer comes from. It's the combined powers of the president and the chancellor. He's like the supreme, executive.
That's right.
President wasn't enough. Chancellor wasn't enough. The Fuhrer. And obviously there's some people in America that's down with that.
They down with it.
Fuhrer right
They
here.
down with it.
They
They
want a
down with it,
Fuhrer.
Chairman.
Right here in America.
Come on now.
They want a Fuhrer.
They down. They want a Führer.
They want a Fuhrer. I don't understand. People around here, some of them want a king.
Yay.
They want a king.
Yay.
You see all these movies that got kings in it. People overthrew kings.
That's right.
There was 200 years of wars to overthrow kings. But people walking around here talking about they want a king.
Yeah, they want one.
200 years of wars. Let me see. When did it start? It started with the English Revolution. I think that was the first one in the 1600s. See, I didn't pay attention in school. They taught us all this stuff in school, but they didn't teach it like in a way that I could really like get down, you know? Like I couldn't relate to it. But they taught me about Oliver Cromwell. So I was like, so what? He was a revolutionary. He overthrew King James and hung him. They hung King James. We learned about the French Revolution, right? What did Marie Antoinette say to the poor? Let them eat cake. They went up in there and got them. They got Louis, they got Marie, they got all the noble people, and that guillotine was working round the clock. You all know, you don't really want to talk about revolution.
Come on
Because
now.
the French Revolution, that was a real revolution. It was rough. They had us in school, they had us read, what was that, Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens?
Come on now.
That's about the French Revolution.
That's right, that's right.
But they didn't teach it like to us so that we could get down with it.
That's
you
right.
know? We couldn't get down with it. Like,
They
how does this-
dramatize it.
how
They
does this
dramatize
relate
it,
to
Chairman.
me?
They
But
dramatize
the
it.
masses were poor.
Come on
They
now.
were starving to death.
Yes.
And Marie Antoinette said, let them eat cake. It's 6 o'clock. Oh man, I'm just getting warmed up.
Come on now. 6:05.
I'm just getting warmed
Come on
up.
now. We got a little, few
I'm
more.
just getting warmed
Few
up.
more minutes, Chairman.
No, we got to go.
We got to go.
But you need to read about, listen. You need to read about the French Revolution. Even if you just read it on Wikipedia. The French Revolution and the English Revolution and the American Revolution. Read how it's in people's history. How it's in people's history of the United States. Read that. But these people would make Trump the king if they could get away.